Welcome to Cameron House Marina. My name's Ruben. I'm the sales manager here at Marine Sales Scotland. This is a brand new Bayliner VR4 bow rider. She's powered by a 4.5 litre 200 horsepower Mercruiser V6 petrol engine. Now this is the second year running since Bayliner changed the setup of the VR4 back in model year 2020. So what they did then was they changed some of the textiles and the upholstery, and they also changed the back bench arrangement, which we'll come on to in a minute, just to maximise the amount of usable space that you get in the cockpit. Now they have kept the hull the same, but this is the very first one that I've seen. Rather than have a monster tower, we do have a full canvas enclosure, so more on that later on. So you could theoretically put a sleeping bag down the middle, someone can sleep across the back, and you can use this for overnight trips. At the transom then, we've got that ever popular soft tread teak effect. We've then got a tone eye here as well to make up for not having a monster tower. Reboarding ladder is off to the starboard side. Let's take a little look inside. So the VR4 is the smallest of the Bayliner VR bow rider series. It then goes VR5, VR6 and so on. But although something that is classed as effectively entry level, you do get a good level of comfort aboard it, and there is quite a good spec on this as well. So at the transom here, we do have this sunbathing cushion. You can see day like this. Perfect, slap on some factor 5, anything more and you won't get a tan at all. And then if we look at the back here, you've got that aft bench. Underneath there lives the engine, and it's very accessible for a novice. And then you do have your premium features like the quilted stitched upholstery just along the backrest there. The VR emblem stitched in as well, and then this piping. So it all works really, really well. We've got that soft tread teak flooring as well just below us, and then a big amount of storage in the aft there. I'll show you that momentarily. Cup holders, both port and starboard. And then there is a table that lives in here, and you can put that there. Means that these two chairs, once they're swiveled round, everyone can get round the table. More on that in just a minute. Bluetooth stereo system here. One speaker there, one just by the driver's foot. And for a 19-foot package, it's very, very safe. You feel like you're sitting in it rather than on top of it. Big storage locker there. And as you can see, they've cut a small hole in the bulkhead, so if you do bring skis with you, you can get them inside that locker. The dash, so this seat has a bolster, as does the Navigator. The boat comes with a cushion pack, which gives you a bucket seat rather than a squared off rounded one. This is much more comfortable, especially at high speed manoeuvring. Blower, bilge pump, accessory. There is your Bluetooth stereo system control. Horn, running light and anchor light. Now one of the big pros about this one in particular, it has a Simrad glass dash, so that gives you all your engine instruments. It also gives you a GPS, it's a chart plotter, and then it'll also give you a topography of the ocean underneath you. So it is a depth finder with inbuilt fish finding capabilities. We've got a lockable glove box, again just off to the port side. That is drained. Put the little snake away. And then we can drop in the table. We swivel these two seats round. So setting up your alfresco dining position is pretty effortless. Everything has dedicated storage, both table and leg, and then these seats just swivel. You can adjust them using the bolster, and they move forward and backwards as well. Now you've got plenty of space for a 25 litre cool chest in the back lockers there. I'll show you that in just a minute, storage wise. And then just bear in mind as well, you can take the bimini, which does actually, it doesn't sit outright, it will come all the way down and clip on to the windshield splitter here, giving you plenty of protection from the elements if you want to dine and the weather closes in a little bit. Show you more on the back seats now. So 3 big lockers, 1, 2, that one's drained down into the bilge, and then 3, your battery isolator also lives here. And then you do have the engine in there, which we'll show you in a minute, but let's move on with the rest of the boat. Grand. Now you will notice grab handles everywhere, really, really exceptionally high freeboards. Safety is a big one. They understand that this is primarily a family boat. And if any of you remember the 195 Bayliner, which is this, well, which is what this effectively came in to replace, you did not have anywhere near the amount of storage that you have on this. As you can see, dedicated area for the table, also the table leg, and then anything else you want to get in there, you can just batter in and go for it. That is also drained. Now up towards the bow, maximum beam carried all the way forward just until the last minute. Up at the front you've got an anchor roller with a cleat there as well, and then you've got the filler cushion and the wind block to turn this into a completely semi-enclosed area. Storage lockers, plenty of them. another big one there, and then also another one just on the port side, and again those grab rails, high guardrails, high freeboards on either side, and the little premium features like the cross stitching just adds to the whole decorum of the boat, makes it look quite pretty actually. Right, what we'll do, drop in the filler cushion, drop in the backrest. So just to show you from the bow of the boat here, notice how even with the filler cushions in, you still have access to your cup holders, so you can sip a drink from aboard your floating gin palace, and then that will completely prevent, or nearly completely prevent, any wind chill from affecting your guests who are riding behind. And trust me, while you're up at 40-45 miles an hour, it can get a little bit breezy. But there is plenty of space here. As you can see, plenty of length also. And all there really is to do now, folks, is show you two things. One, the full canvas enclosure, and then we'll get on to the engine. So this is the very first Bayliner VR4 that I've actually seen with a full canvas enclosure. And it does serve its purpose, because in between putting the canopy up and pressing the record button here on the camera, I, with 6'1" in stature, 6'2" in stature, and the same physical outline as a sumo wrestler, was able to lie along the back bench there, perfectly comfortable, and then also lie along here. So you could sleep in this if you had to. Then that's obviously not even counting in the fact you can get a roll mat down here, put in the wind block, so it technically will take 3 people. Finally, let's round up with the engine. So Propulsion is delivered by a 200 horsepower 4.5 litre Mercruiser V6 petrol engine. Now that is covered by a 5-year warranty, which will effectively take your warranty period until the end of 2027 or the beginning of 2028. It is 5 years from point of sale. Access into the engine is great. You get into all the nitty gritty bits should you need to. You've also got this big storage area on the port side. That's where the single battery system lives. And then the boat is very user friendly, so you can see we've got our oil fill up, we've got our dipstick, raw water drain there, drive lube is just here also, and then steering fluid just right next to that. Automatic fire extinguisher, and then that is mounted onto another storage bucket there. You can see the gel coat is a little bit thicker on this, just so they could mount this, and also that thermally insulates it a little bit, so you can put ice in there. There's a drain that will drain into the bilge when it melts, and then that will be expelled by the bilge pump. But it is very, very user friendly, and with 5 years warranty on the engine, it does give you that peace of mind. So from the phenomenal Bayliner VR4, I'm Ruben from Marine Sail Scotland. We're fun in the water begins.